What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our goalie career. Today we have a special video for you. It is the first time, believe it or not, the first time in any of our EA NHL goalie playthroughs that the coach has started us on the second half of a back-to-back. I know that sounds crazy to say, but for whatever reason, at least in the last 4 or 5 video games, anytime we've started as a backup goaltender, we've never ever received the second half of a back-to-back, and this time it has happened. Now I know that it's all random, and the simulating through the season when you don't get starts is completely random, and it's based on how the team does, it's based on how the goalie does, so it could have always been there and we just got extremely unlucky. But what I'm hoping is that, EA actually fixed that a little bit and they're giving the back-to-back starts split between the two goaltenders. So pretty cool thing. I know it's just a minor little adjustment that we've had from previous years, but it is really exciting that, we get the chance to go into the net on the second half of a back-to-back and hopefully continue this domination that we've been on. So as a team, the Golden Knights extend their record to 21-7-2. This is by far the best start I've ever had in a Be a Pro goalie career. They are riding high. They look like the playoff team from a few years ago. For us, we're on a bit of I think it's a 3-game win streak, all away games. So we haven't been back in Nevada in quite some time. But some exciting times here for the Vegas Golden Knights. We are kicking it off against the Minnesota Wild here at the XL Energy Center. Puck drop, and iCUE will kick that one back to get things started. Very, very cool that we finally get this start. I know it's something that I probably have harped on in the past. Well, we got an opportunity now, and Minnesota not, the most efficient start, being I think it said 13-13-2 or 13-13-1, whatever it was there. But you can't underestimate anybody. They got firing power. That's a tip in front. No goal. What happened here? So it looks like Mark Stone, does he get in? That's just off his foot. He was just, or Hurdle, sorry. Hurdle cut to the middle. Stone found Shea Theodore. I think that's got to count, no? And we got a good goal. Let's go, baby. So Thomas Hurdle's going to be rewarded with his 15th goal. You can hear the Boo Birds not agreeing with the call from Toronto as it's made from the NHL. And we'll go ahead and zoom in, as usually with no goals calls on the ice, you don't get the replay. So it's Eichel in, fresh ice, has time and space, loses the puck after a hit from Eriksson Ek. Stone comes in, sees that tangle, goes around it, passes it out into Theodore, who finds open space. You can see two Wild players stuck kind of on top of each other. And it's a shot. What were they even trying to call this? High sticking or off the glove? It's off the glove. That's why they reviewed it. Off the bottom of the fingers and between the legs of Thomas Hurdle. And unfortunately for Fleury, you can just see that one. I think he may have even, no, he didn't even get a piece. It just directed straight down. That is a very quick opening goal once again for the Golden Knights. A little bit of a fortunate bounce there for Thomas Hurdle, who was just in a good position. And we got a 1-0 goal here early in the first period, and the crowd is silent. Hush falls upon them. You can hear some boos continuing, as really not happy with that call, but it's definitely the right one. Hurdle now back into the Minnesota Wild zone. Eichel in the corner looking for help. Gets it over to Hurdle. Hurdle now pushed off the puck, but it squirts to Whitecloud. Remember, big developing story coming out of our last start. Alex Pietrangelo sidelined for long term. Took that big hit in the corner. I'm guessing a concussion. We could probably look that up on his player card after this game. But missed the rest of that game. We had a simulated start where he obviously missed it, because now we have Whitecloud, who has been elevated to that top pairing alongside Shea Theodore. Big opportunity for Whitecloud. He's had a pretty good season so far. Kind of a little bit more responsibility. A hit in front by Theodore shakes off the Minnesota player. And Alex Holt, second line now for the Golden Knights, gets a shot on, and Fleury will redirect that into safety. Full pressure, as it was Barbashev stripping the puck momentarily. But it'll squirt free, and Hartman now into the Vegas territory. Ryan Hartman in front, dishes it back for a defenseman, but it goes all the way back to the neutral zone. Boldy out in front, gives it to Hartman. So one thing you guys commented, and I love the help, guys, because I've been playing these games, oh baby, for so long that I'm not looking at everything unless they make drastic changes. So I didn't really look at the gameplay sliders as I play on just default. And we had tried the aggression slider for hitting. One of you guys thank you for pointing this out. There's actually a hit power section a little bit below that, so I just didn't scroll down enough to see it. And we've turned that drastically down, but left like player size affecting hits and things like that, because I still think big players should be able to lay big hits. But hopefully turning down the hitting power, you'll see less of those monstrous injury-making hits that we see so often in this playthrough. So we'll give it a try. I changed it for this video. So far, I've only really seen one big hit. It is only, you know, halfway through the first period. But if we can just eliminate those massive crushes, I think that'll be really good for both the viewing experience and not having somebody like Pietrangelo take a hit from a much smaller guy and now sidelined for extended time due to an injury. But anyway, let's focus back up. Puck now in the Minnesota zone, going to, no idea how you pronounce that name. That has an umlaut on top. I think that's what the 2 dots over the O is called, is an umlaut. Orem, maybe? Merrill now into the neutral zone. Full pressure alleviated, and it's going to be Gaudreau. Gaudreau shoots it on net, and Stone will corral that into the corner, getting it up for Dorofeyev. So another mixed line change here, as Stone's still on the ice. Theodore, or hopping on. Now we have Olofsson, so some 3rd and 4th line time. I love when the coach does that. Game's going pretty well. Everybody's involved. You're going to need all 4 lines to make sure that you get the win, especially on a back-to-back. I really hope that it's EA addressing the back-to-back situation and it wasn't just complete luck that we got this start. It's something that makes sense. You have 2 good goalies. Both are playing well. There's been a lot of games in the last few weeks. We had 3 back-to-backs in 2 weeks and another one here to finish it off. Zuccarello now. Matt Zuccarello, the speedy winger, shoots it on. We'll corral that one into the corner. Theodore back in front to Dorofeyev, who's basically out of gas, but he'll step around his man with a nice little, almost spinorama, but White Cloud now. White Cloud behind the net, spots Olofsson. Olofsson back to Dorofeyev. We got a 3-line combo here, so a little bit of mix and matching. Maybe the blender's out just a bit to get some more guys involved. Mark Stone and Dorofeyev, 2 separate lines, both exhausted out here with Olofsson. But Stone's making an impact. Gets it up to Dorofeyev, who maybe the line change is just broken for the AI at the moment. We might want to whistle here soon, boys, as Fleury will dive way out, and we will get that whistle. I'm not entirely sure what happened. That was 3 separate lines, all 3 guys completely exhausted, and we weren't getting a line change. So there's a big hit by White Cloud on a much smaller Zuccarello. So that one, to me, would that hit exist in the real NHL? Maybe not, but that's a little bit size difference paying into factor there. Much bigger White Cloud. Faber now up to Rossi. Rossi pinned on the board, gets help from Hartman. Hartman squirts free. Boldy now, poked away in front by Hannafin. Hannafin's looked good the last few games. We kind of all, even in the comments, we were all kind of chirping him for his dumb AI. He's been a little bit more effective. Of course, he goes and makes that play as soon as I say that. Hag now, losing the puck battle, and it's going to be Boldy coming back out in front. Puck squirts to the front of the net, and Noah Hannafin will take that and go for a skate, but loses it with a hit along the boards. Boldy now tries to go backhand to forehand, and we make a great save on that attempt. Full pressure now. We're going to hang on. Hopefully we can get some fresh legs on the ice. 5:22. Man, this period is zooming by. I feel like we've only had a couple face-offs. We're at 5 minutes left of the first period. Shots are pretty even at 8-7 in favor of Vegas, still holding that 1-goal lead. Face-off to our left. It's going to be William Karlsson, so the second line remains. I'm not sure if Karlsson got on the ice in that last sequence, so he might be... Oh my gosh! And the rebound out in front. And it's redirected to the right side. And it's Rossi who will just stay with that effort, beating the defenseman for his 9th of the season. And oh, I did not see that bounce in front. We were following where the puck was originally going. You see the drop pass play here. Shot on. We're on the left side. I think Theodore may have bumped us, which stopped us from being able to get over. And it's Rossi jumping across the crease. Look at that play. That's just a great effort. I mean, it rolls to him perfectly, and we are just too late to get back on the play. And it'll be a 1-1 hockey game. There you can see the points. So it looks like Joel Eriksson Ek is actually having a pretty solid year for Minnesota, even though they haven't found the win column in a few games now. 1-1 game here late in the first period. A pretty solid little play from the point. I didn't see the initial bounce that sent the puck to the right. I figured that Rossi was going to get there first. Man, I looked at my stats after or before this game, and we had some training hours. Our rebound control is the lowest. It's at like 77. Our speed is still only like a 76, and our vision is still really low. So there's so many things that we really desperately need points in. But for now, we just got to stay focused. Here's a big pass up to Hurdle. Hurdle drop passes it, but Faber's there first. Up to Boldy. Boldy poked off the puck by White Cloud. He's looked pretty good so far on this top pairing. Thomas Hurdle behind the net. Corralled around to Theodore. Theodore up to Eichel. Jack Eichel with some speed. Gets it across, and it's a nice little bounce right back in front. And Fleury makes a couple big saves there to keep this all square. Stone. Back in front, a stick lift from, I'm not sure who that was, Boldy maybe, on Jack Eichel. And that alleviates any tip or any, you know, potential deke in front to try and get a goal past the veteran, Marc-Andre Fleury. Face-off one here by Waugh. Over to White Cloud, finds Theodore, rips it. A tip in front by Colasar. Middleton will grab that rebound. Eriksson Ek now, we saw his points. And there's crafty little captain, or assistant captain. Does Kaprizov actually have an assist, like an A in real life? Is he the new assistant captain this year? He must be. That's kind of cool. I do like this jersey. I forgot to talk about it at the beginning. I love the North Stars colors. Let me know what you guys think. I just, the minty, I guess you can call it maybe like I think it's more minty, but it's kind of like I don't know, it's just a very nice color of green mixed with like the soft yellow and white. It just really adds some nice flavor. So went ahead and used that. I'll probably, anytime we play Minnesota, to be honest with you, we'll change it up once in a while. But this is by far my favorite jersey. And the captaincy logos has the state of Tennessee on the sweater, right? Minnesota. Wait, is Minnesota a city or state? That's really bad that I don't know that. Anyway, it has the state. I think Minnesota's a city, right? I'm actually gonna quickly look that up while our team scores a goal. Oh my gosh, the hard work. Yeah, Minnesota's the state. I don't know why I said Tennessee. I'm thinking Nashville for some reason. Minnesota on their captaincy logos, but it's a big play here by this third line. Waugh behind the net from a nice pass, waits, and just gets it to, I mean, that's kind of a bad goal. You can see Fleury look to the sky, but a great effort by Colasar to spot Waugh. Back in front to Dorofeyev, who just tucks that one. Just look at his pad. It's not flush against the ice, and that's what burns Marc-Andre Fleury, as the Golden Knights, with 13 seconds left in the period, will restore that 1-goal lead. 2-1 now. Oh, baby, what a fun one we got here. Man, every game's just been so entertaining to see these AI just explode for offense. Hannafin now. Up to Carlson. Carlson loses a puck, gets into the corner. Barbashev with one last drive. Tries to spot his teammate Holtz on the other side of the net, but the buzzer goes. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Pretty even in terms of chances. This is the play here, as Eriksson Ek and his line mate are both getting jumbled up with Fleury, and that's probably why when Fleury came across, he did not have his pad firmly on the ice. There you go. There's the stats for the first period. We're going to go right away into the second and keep this beautiful game going. Some fun comments. I saw a couple of you guys questioning, like, you want to start your own be a pro goalie career. Like I said, I've always said, take it with stride. If you've never played goalie, it's going to feel like a massive adjustment and a big learning curve. I promise you it's not as big as you think. You just have to stick with it. You're going to let in goals in your first couple games. Just try to improve, try to be better, fiddle around with, you know, the difficulty, and then you'll quickly pick on. But in terms of teams that need good goalies, somebody mentioned Philly, somebody mentioned Columbus. There's a few teams out there that actually are in need of a pretty solid starting goaltender. If you want to jump across to a really rebuilding team with Macklin Celebrini, the San Jose Sharks, they have a couple guys. They got Askarov, but in the real NHL, he's back in with the AHL club. Vanacek, I believe, is their backup, or their starter, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really remember who their starter is at the moment, but an opportunity around the league. Basically, just have a look at the standings in the real NHL and kind of figure, well, maybe not right now, because some teams are off to an abysmal start. Colorado is like 0-4-0. Like, I don't know what that team is doing. Georgiev needs to find his game quickly. Face-off win here from Minnesota. A shot from the post by Broden. Stone now up to Theodore. Theodore, the defenseman's been jumping in the last few games in place of Alex Pietrangelo. Well, not in place. He was always on that top line, but kind of taking the puck into the offensive zone. He's done some great work. Mark Stone now Trying to go in between about 3 Minnesota players, decides to dump it back, and it will regroup in the Vegas territory. Jack Eichel now over to Mark Stone. Eichel, 1-on-4, and Boldy and Faber will get that puck up to Ryan Hartman. Hartman now. Man, Ryan Hartman's one of those guys where a few years ago I had him in my fantasy league, and he seemed like such a promising player. And then he just started doing a bunch of stupid crap and getting himself suspended. He was kind of like a salty, child when he was talking to the media. I don't know. He has promise, but I think he's too much of a whiny baby to really excel. Barbashev now back in front. Carlson will strip that puck away from the Minnesota defenseman along the side of the net, outside of the post hit for Alex Holt on that short side attempt. Carlson back in front, holds on, and that was a great tracking play by the AI of Marc-Andre Fleury, who easily gets across, reads that one like a Harry Potter book, and the save is made. Into the corner, Zuccarello back, some good puck movement. And Spurgeon's the captain, right? I think they named him the captain like a year or two ago. Barbashev with a wind-up, and it's hit off the captain there, Spurgeon. Up to Eriksson Ek. Ek finds Zuccarello over to Kaprizov. The talented Kirill Kaprizov into the corner behind the net. He has no stamina, but he gets it in front. And some tense moments as the puck is bobbling off Feats in front. Feats? Did I put an S at the end of Feats? My lord, Michael. Kaprizov now. Kaprizov in front, and that little nifty play that they love to do behind the net. Almost works again, but we just get in position, and now Waugh, under pressure, finds Dorofeyev streaking through the neutral zone. You would suspect a line change coming out here momentarily, as this third line for the Vegas Golden Knights now at their max. Foligno now, younger brother of Nick, loses the puck, and it goes up to the big man, Colasar. Colasar finds Dorofeyev. This extended shifts. I feel like something is wrong with the line changes in this game. Okay, there goes Colasar, so we at least have a line change started. Mark Foligno back in front, and we will make a big save. It is unbelievable to me that AI will try that in the game, and if it works once where they get a scoring opportunity, they quite literally never stop trying it. It's a little silly, but it's a good play, and it looks nifty. It's just really funny that AI always try that. You quickly saw a brief glimpse at the two backup goalies. Obviously, Fleury is at the stage of his career where he could steal starts, but for right now, he's definitely the backup goaltender for this version of the Minnesota Wild. You can see the Vegas Golden Knights are now up to second in the league. So forget being first in the Pacific. They're second in the league. We're having an unbelievable season so far. Mark Stone between the legs with a nifty little deke, loses it though. And Hurdle will regroup back into the offensive zone. Another great stick there by Broden. Broden now into the corner, gets it up to Rossi. Loses the puck once again. Some good effort here by the top line for the Golden Knights, keeping the puck firmly into the Wild territory. And that's another effort, but give credit where credit's due. The defense for Minnesota is, trying to keep that one outside their zone as well. Hanifin nearly loses that. Gets out from Hag up to Jack Eichel. Eichel across to Stone. Stone cuts back to the middle with a quick, nifty little shot, and he will beat the pads and under the blocker or glove for Marc-Andre Fleury. And Stone now with an unbelievable effort here. Beautiful pass behind the defenseman. He just cuts instantly back. You see the edge work, positions his body on the hash mark, and just rips that one past Fleury for now a 3-1 goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. That's a quick little shot for Mark Stone, who's not, overly known for his shooting. That's a wonderful little wrist shot he just whipped in there. And you can see Eichel continues to climb the leaderboards. Every time it shows it, he's hopping over a couple people. I think I saw Mitch Marner near the top with 30-something. I believe that was 25 now for Eichel. Stone now. The captain who just scored loses the puck. Eriksson Ek loses the battle to Eichel. Eichel drops it for Hag. The defenseman stepping up, and it's going to be Broden who's busy in this one once again. Behind his own net. Nearly loses that, but gets it up. Faber now up to Zuccarello. That's Zuccarello, who I always said looks kind of like a hobbit. Back behind the net. Goes up to Stone, who spots Eichel. Eichel back to Stone. Stone tries to rip it again, but it's poked free. Now Hag in the neutral zone. So we got some good plays coming out of here from both teams. I mean, you have the Golden Knights who really aren't letting the Wild in the second period get anything through the neutral zone, whereas the Golden Knights are doing a pretty good job of finding space, but they're just not getting anything set up once they find that Wild ice. So it's definitely a pretty good defensive matchup. Big hit there. Dumps him. That's Zuccarello. See, that's a hit that I think probably could happen. He's putting all of his weight into a play along the boards. You do see that quite often. Face off now to our left. Rossi wins that one. Back to Middleton. A deflection in front. Where's the puck? Thankfully, the boys stayed with it. Barbashev now. Barbashev up to Carlson, who spots Whitecloud. Whitecloud streaking through the Wild zone. A poke check from Fleury and a big hit, but that allows a 2-on-1. And a great stand-up play there by Shea Theodore to make sure that 2-on-1 does not transpire. And it stops at the blue line. Rossi now. Talented player. I mean, Wild's got some good youth. I mean, I know these guys aren't super young, but some pretty solid younger guys. They still have some pretty good defense. It's just kind of, I don't know. They never seem to really piece it all together, which kind of doesn't make sense to me. I would say goaltending in the past has been an issue, but and they've had okay, like, who is it? Is it Gustafsson and Fleury? Yeah, I don't know. They both go on good streaks, but they equally both go on bad streaks. Whitecloud now just getting that one deep to make sure that he can get back in time for a play the other way. Up to Johansson. Oh, right. I forgot Johansson. Oh, my cheesy baloney. There is no way that... Oh, it's Marcus. Where does Ryan Johansson play now? He was on Nashville. Is he on Colorado? Does he even play? I forgot about Marcus Johansson, to be honest with you. And he's the one that'll let that one fly. And that's just a horrible goal. And that is just purely... That's just purely my goaltender not being high enough rated. You could not be in better position on that angle. We get our blocker up there. It hits the bottom of the blocker, quite literally on the thumb pad, and drops straight down for Marcus Johansson's 6th goal of the season. Goal scoring seems to be an issue for this team based on that leaderboard, but gets one here late in the second period to make it a 3-2 game. Would love to have that one back. Those are the ones that you kind of just... So for all you players that are starting be a pro goalie career for the first time, those goals are going to happen. You're going to be like, what? I was in position. It makes no sense. Trust me, I understand the frustration, but you got to remember that my goaltender, and I've played almost half a season, is still only 74, 75 overall. You're going to have stats that are really low. My blocker side is still like 72 or 73. It needs a lot of points to get back up into a respectable number. That's going to happen. It is what it is. You got to shrug it off. 3-2 is your score. There's a good shot of the boys chatting it up on the bench. Eichel now comes back on the ice for a face-off to the right of Fleury. Wins it clearly. Hag tries to one-step that with a shot, but it's blocked in front. Marcus Foligno up to Boyd. Boyd finds Marcus Johansson. So a couple Marcuses on this, I'm going to guess second line. I don't think it's quite third line. I hope it's not their first line. I don't think it would be because Kaprizov is on their first line. Face off one. Eriksson Ek gets it. That's a pretty good line. Zuccarello, Kaprizov, and Eriksson Ek. Like, that has potential to be a really dangerous line. I went to a Toronto game last year where they played Minnesota, and Kaprizov looked very quick. The dude was insane. Faber now being hounded by Jack Eichel in his own zone, but he gets the puck over to Zuccarello, who spots Eriksson Ek. He'll go ahead and just dump it down deep. 32 seconds left in the second period. We have a 1-goal hockey game. Pretty good nonetheless. Fast pace, not a lot of whistles. 5 goals already. It's a pretty good one for viewing pleasure. Some of the goals you definitely wouldn't want to see go in as Kaprizov gets drilled. That'll be it for 40 minutes of this hockey game. We have 20 minutes left to decide this one. I mean, it's a nice little nifty play. You can see my goalie just stand up as a reaction of that one, kind of like the one that Fleury let in on, was it either the second goal or the first goal, where it just kind of like hits him and just falls in. It's kind of unfortunate when that happens, but not much you can do except move past it. Here we go, puck drop for the third period. The fans at the XL Energy Center are trying to get their Wild back into this one. We'll see how they respond. Stolen by Mark Stone. And if Stone had any more speed, like if he was a faster skater, he'd have so many breakaways. That may have been a trip. No call on the play. So still... Oh my gosh, what a save! Off the post, off our back. Oh my word, that is our biggest desperation save of the season. What a play by Zuccarello. Gets it across. Eck with just two players. That is White Cloud taking his man. Unfortunately, Eichel's not following his player. And this is a shot by Kaprizov. And he bounces it. Is that off my stick off the post? Off my stick, off the post, straight down, off the back. And we do just a Hail Mary desperation attempt. Zoomed in a little too far there. I don't even know what we're looking at here, but what a... I don't know how that actually managed to stay out, but what an effort. It bounces off the ice, and you can just see... I mean, that's a heck of a shot right there. No idea what's happening. Holy Mackinac. I mean, my guy may have broken his right leg if we're actually looking at the physics of it all. Woohoo! Kaprizov with that dangerous scoring opportunity. Fortunate enough, it hit our back and went straight down as opposed to straight in. And we flip around for a paddle, knock back into loose ice there. Holy jump-ins. That one got the heart rate going. Eriksson Ek now. Back into Kaprizov. We'll just shovel that one easily in as it did not leave the surface of the ice. Faber now. Nice poke check by Mark Stone to take away that pass. Stone at the blue line. Gets a pass over to Jack Eichel, who's looking for his first of this game. Brock Faber now loses the puck and a line change coming out. Probably a little bit poorly timed as Stone stole that one and was looking up ice, but make sure everybody steps on the ice fairly. Barbashev now up to Eichel. Drops past it for Stone, who should probably get off the ice. Barbashev now with a hard shot. And Fleury will hang on to that one for a face-off. So a nice start to this period by Minnesota. Definitely the more lethal team in this period. Whew. Carlson now for the face-off. I need to learn all the mascots' name because they got some cool little... I'm assuming it's like a... What is the mascot? Is it a... Like, what's the logo? Is it a bear? Is the Wilds? I gotta remember what it looks like. I think it's a bear. It might be a cat of some sort. But I don't know what I just saw. It almost looked like a Lynx mascot. I don't know how I never really realized. Oh my gosh, behind the pass, our players are all over. Behind the back pass to the blue line, but they were changing on the play. Another fortunate bounce as our players were all running into each other. Yeah, if you guys know what the Minnesota logo is supposed to be, I always thought it was a bear with like trees on the inside. It like forms like a nature scene, but if you look at it, it's like I thought it was a bear, but is that a bear mascot or is that a cat? I don't know. It kind of looks like a cat now that I'm looking at it from center ice. Is it supposed to be like Wildcats? Yeah, that looks more like a cat now that I'm looking at it. I don't know. I don't know how I never really thought to look at what the logo actually was. Hannafin now steals in. Carlson rips it along the ice. Another good save by the veteran Marc-Andre Fleury. Spurgeon loses the puck. Marcus Johansson. And back in front to Colasar, and Colasar gets his puck poked away. Great effort there by the Wild forward coming back to help out. Marcus Johansson now into the corner as it corrals. Oh my gosh. Come on, boys. Stay with it. Good block shot there. Faber. Puck's bouncing everywhere. It's going to be Dorofeyev, who doesn't control the puck, but will shoot it free. I don't even think he passed that. He just kind of wound up and got it out of the zone. Johansson now over to Brodin. Brodin? I think it's Brodin. Waugh now. Waugh into the Wild territory. Loses it. Now the puck squirts up to Zuccarello, up to Kirill Kaprizov, and we will not poke check it in time, and a breakaway opportunity for Kirill. Mistimed poke check, he slowed way up and opted for the shot, and he'll rip home his 13th of the season, and kind of a really bad shift. Like, look at the two men getting tangled up. That's Theodore. Oh, we almost got it, to be honest with you. That was so close to being poked off. Oh, it's just a fraction of a second too quick. And a knee to the face to boot. Oh my goodness. That sucks. The breakaway is always It's just such a struggle bus, man. I don't know what they're going to do. Here we go, Zuccarello now in back. So it's a 3-3 hockey game. That was a really horrible shift. It started with an opportunity in the Vegas territory with our players all bouncing into each other. And then on that play, it just nobody picked up the pass. It was Shea Theodore bumping in a stone. It was a breakaway one-on-one with Kirill Kaprizov. We misjudged the diving poke check, and he just stops up and fires it over our sprawling body to get this one tied at 3 goals apiece. So in 1998, the Wild was chosen as a tribute to the state's wildlife and outdoor reputation. So that's what we knew. I just don't know what the actual logo is called. Let's see. Although most fans suppose it is a bear or a wildcat, the club does not give any official explanation. It just states that it's a wild animal. Rounded ear and distinctive neck, but they now have it not so rounded. You can see at center ice, it's more of a pointed with kind of a sharp cat-like face. So some interesting things. Regardless, it's exactly what I said. It represents the wildlife that Minnesota has. But I'll let you guys speculate. Do you guys think it's a cat or do you think it's a bear? I think in previous logos where there was the rounded ears, it was more like a bear to me. But that logo now with the sharp teeth, the like kind of pointed front of the nose and the diamond shape or the triangle shaped ears, it kind of looks like a cat. So maybe they intend that. You'll never know. Puck battle won by Barbashev, keeps it in. Now Eichel turning, drop pass between the legs for Hanifin. Hanifin behind, dumps it in front, and it's going to be Haig. Both defensemen getting involved on that play, but it's poke free. Rossi now in front. Haig will take that puck away. He has a bit of a jump in his step. Haig tries to find Eichel, who will bat that one down, keeps it in. Barbashev with a nice hard shot, and Fleury has looked pretty solid in the last 2 periods. A couple bad goals in the first, but he's really settled in. Minnesota's had some life in these last 2 periods. And enough of that one, Hartman, as we just, our big frame in net, just get across and snag that one out of the air. Whew, that was close as Hartman was in perfect position, maybe a little poorly timed one-timer there, but we will stretch out just enough. 25 shots apiece. This is almost a dead even matchup as Rossi will strip the puck away from the Vegas forward. Rossi in front, one-on-one battle with Hanifin. Hanifin steers it into the corner. Rossi wins the foot battle. On net again, and we'll flash some leather. I think that was going a little wide, but we'll hang on and make sure that there is no rebound. So we're kind of in next goal wins slight territory. You know, it's not do or die. It's 5:23 left. Carlson wins it to Theodore, who gets it up to Barbashev. Ivan Barbashev now. In, stops, gets it to Whitecloud, finds Holtz. And I wish Holtz would just shovel that one on net. I think a rebound opportunity would be better than trying to find Barbashev, who is covered completely on that play. Good effort here from the 2 Vegas players, and I'm not quite sure what Holtz saw there. He kind of almost put it back on his backhand, but a quick little flick trying to get that up over the pad of Marc-Andre Fleury, who held onto that post. No harm, no foul. Face off now to his right. Win there by the help of Barbashev. Full pressure. Barbashev in front. Can't get a shot as it hits the defenseman. Barbashev now back to Whitecloud, who didn't even move for that puck. Just tried to be in the right position. And now we got an unbelievable play. Oh, my Lord. I have no idea why Theodore, as Zuccarello, is pinned into the net after scoring a goal. What happened? How do you collapse that poorly after so many good shifts after shifts? And Matt Zuccarello will get his 10th now. What is Theodore doing? He's just like, I mean, to be fair, he kind of did cut off the initial pass. But Whitecloud, oh, that play at the other end, that's where the AI still make no sense. Let's have a look, because we know it. They won't show it. Look at this. So this is Barbashev behind the ice. He whiffs on the pass, but look at this effort from Whitecloud. We'll just play it out. Stops, waits for the puck to get to him. Doesn't take 2 extra strides. It's going to be Kaprizov. Now Whitecloud is totally out of position. I actually kind of called out Theodore, but he actually made the right play as Carlson was coming back with a burst of speed. But it's a hard shot by Eriksson Ek, and we just put it in the worst spot. And you can see my guy double kick. He just can't get across. One kick fails. I don't even know how does that not kick me across the first time? It just stops pushing. And Zuccarello will beat us, and he will score his 10th. And now late in this third period, Vegas drops for the first time as Minnesota is a 4-3 lead with 3:41 left, and just defensive miscues are kind of the name of the game, as they have now 2, not breakaway, but 2 odd man rushes. And they're not done here yet. They are not done here yet. Come on, boys, let's go. 3 minutes left. We have an opportunity. We've already beat Mark 4 times in this game, or 3 times in this game. We can do it a 4th time. As Middleton now will skate this one up. Spurgeon. Oh, man, those are such tough saves. I just don't know, I don't know what the call is there. Should I cheat towards the right to allow Eriksson Ek to have a better chance of scoring from the shot? And we got a power play late here as Kaprizov misses the puck, decides to try to stick lift, and he'll get the stick into the hands right here. Tries to stick lift and just saws the Vegas player in half with his stick. And what a golden opportunity. Come on, boys. No pun intended. The Golden Knights, an opportunity now to tie this one up late. You got to think we're going to be skating to the bench here shortly. So I need to pay attention to the play, but I also got to pay attention to that marker at the top. Eichel wins that cleanly, finds Hannafin. Hannafin now stops, and he just doesn't know what to do with the puck. Held in the neutral zone by Hannafin. Come on. Oh, what a terrible, terrible giveaway again. Waugh now. Back up to Hannafin, who spots Eichel. I'm going to put myself on the far left as Eichel finds Stone in front, but it's another monster save by Marc-Andre Fleury in front. Minute 28. Come on, coach. Pull the goaltender. We don't want this to happen. Remember, we are on back-to-back, so everybody's stamina is draining faster for the Golden Knights. Eichel down. It looks like we might not get pulled here. And that's a beautiful save by Fleury as William Karlsson alone in the seam. I don't know why he wound up from that close, but it's a green one-timer, and Marc-Andre Fleury will hang on to that one. Come on. This is what I don't understand. Is it because there's a power play he's not pulling us? Oh, man. That's one pain point I still have. They've gotten better in NHL 25. We've been pulled a few times. But, you need to pull us for almost that entire power play. And we're still not getting pulled. We are down a goal, coach. We are down a goal, coach. All right, well, we'll just watch the play then, because I don't think we're going to be called to the bench. This makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't get how EA... They must never watch hockey games. It's the only thing I can think of. Because some of the mechanics that they've implemented, they don't work the way they should. Come on, boys, get set up. This is sloppy for a power play. I can't believe we didn't get pulled. I wish there was a self-pull option, or hey, pull me, suggestion. Barbashev, and that's just not the play. And unfortunately for the Golden Knights, it's just defensive collapse on the second half of a back-to-back. There's one goal on that first shot from the top of the blue line that my AI should have been able to have. But we are going to drop this one for the first time in 4 games. And Vegas will lose the second half of the back-to-back for the first time in 4 series. And Marc-Andre Fleury will hold on. A little frustration, maybe. But you could just see the, Oh, that was just tough. You could just see the stamina being drained from the team in front of us. It's so many miscues. White Cloud did look a little out of place in that third period. That play where he froze up trying to get the puck, I don't know. Pretty solid effort. I'm actually not that disappointed. I am more excited that we got the second half of a back-to-back. That to me is exciting, but that play right there by Zuccarello, crashing into the net and burying it. That's the one that got the legs going for the Minnesota Wild. Tough one. You hate to lose games like that, because I felt like I played well enough, but
considered pretty much a forgetful one here for the club. All right, back
to the phone. Shut up, Sabolsky. I already just said that. It's an .866 save percentage. It's not ideal. It's not the end of the world, but we will drop to 7-4-1. The club now losing only their 8th game this regular season We got a challenge or a message from Coach Schneider. What do we got here?
All right, at this time, everyone, we'll catch you up on what went down and all the action in the league
Michael, we
tonight.
need to talk about how you've been playing. I feel like I've been playing good, right?
Detroit turned it up
296, 910, 7 wins. I know I haven't been meeting expectation, coaches. All I want is for the team to win. What do I need to talk about, coach? My play speaks for itself. Ooh, I'm going to be the dick that we talked about. That's the thing. You haven't been playing. Oh my gosh. These coaches are the EA. You can't have stats like that and then a coach say you suck. Maintain an overall grade of B+ over the next 3 games. I feel like that's pretty easy. I mean, unless we get completely lit up in all 3. B+, that's probably not bad. But yeah, some of those stupid, like, mid-game challenges and coaches' comments, they absolutely, like, I've had one in a Be a Pro where I have a player and I scored like 4 goals and he's like, yeah, you failed to meet my expectations because your team play wasn't an A+. It's like, well, then EA should learn to program the team play better. If we won the game 5-0 and I'm scoring 3 or 4 goals, like, come on, man. Anyway, we head to back home finally after about a week off. We got a couple games back on normal scheduling. December 19th. Let's go ahead and sim this one, see if Aiden Hill can get the win. He does, in fact, 22-8-2, and we're taking on the Seattle Kraken, who are also flying really high right now. Can the boys pull off this win and keep the lead in the Pacific? We got 2 skill points. That's actually monstrous. That's finally... Okay, we've been working on blocker. Oh, man, some of these are just... You need them all, and that's the part. Like, I think I'm going to put one in division. We're at an 82 now, so it's not terrible. That'll get us closer to 83. I don't really need any of these because the thing with passing, like, yes, your passing will be effective where you throw it, but all of these things I do myself. So basically the puck playing frequency is, I don't even know why that's on human goaltenders because I decide if I play the puck. So I'm not really sure what that stat, what does it say? Puck playing frequency effect, how often comes out to play the puck, but I control that. EA really needs to dial in their statistics. Anyway, I think the one I'm going to go for is resiliency. We get poise, rebound, and recover. We just talked about that rebound control. 77 is not good enough. 74, we need that poise to make sure that we're not just, you know, our guy's not just completely out to lunch or gets frustrated, or we also need recovery, so we need to keep that in mind too. We do have some training hours here, 9 training hours. That's a big block. Like I said, it was about a week off between games. So what do we put it in? Endurance, durability. I mean, we are struggling with stamina. I might throw a point. It doesn't affect it much though. That's the only thing. I feel like that'd be waste. Vision, can we get it into the 83? We can. We'll put 2 hours into that and get that to 83. Rebound control. While it doesn't add a lot, it does help get towards the 80s. So I think I'm going to put a couple hours into that. And then with 2 hours remaining, let's get that agility up. I think that's a pretty good, more kind of like cardio and just maintaining our speed and whatnot. So it looks like we also beat, man, these boys. Like, that's why you got to forget about the back-to-back. We lost 4-3. Wasn't the worst game, wasn't the best. We go into Vancouver and win 4-1. We then go into against Seattle and win 6-2. And now, are they going to put us in for another matchup against the Ducks? This is my bane. This is my arch enemy. Oh, thank God he's not putting us in. I feel like I played the Ducks so many times as we once again win a game. Are we going to lose ever? Like, are we going to go on a losing streak? I'm going to knock on wood because I probably just jinxed it. The Sharks up next, the 30th ranked Sharks. So it looks like Aiden Hill is going to continue to get the starts. This is what I expected as we head into the new year. And we do finally lose a game. Of course, the caster's curse. Calgary, do we get Calgary at the end of the 2024 season? We will, in fact, get a home matchup against the Calgary Flames. This is exciting. You love to see that. It's a Canadian team. We'll get a home start in the next video. I think we will have some more training hours. We don't want to skip this at all, ever. Breakaway, 5-hole. The glove's getting there. Man, I think we just need to keep putting stuff into core just to try and get that speed just somewhat quicker. Not just for skating to the bench during a penalty, but also getting around the crease faster. That's a big issue. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was a blast. Even though we got the loss, I still think it was a pretty solid effort. And we're back home finally in the next one. So we got Calgary up next to wrap up the 2024 calendar year. There is one more game, but I'm going to assume Aiden Hill will get that. And then we'll head into 2025 with the deadline right around the corner. Barely any time left. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you turn on the notification bell, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And until the next video, as always, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And we'll catch you back here in the next episode. Bye, guys.